Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag, which was originally created by Ariel Bazette, and I will leave her original video links down below in the description for you to check out. I find the timing of this tag a little bit strange because I think you're kind of meant to do it like a few months before the end of the year, but I don't really feel like I'm in the home stretch of the reading year until like this point in November. Like this is the point in the year where I'm like, oh okay, all of those books that you were meant to read, are you going to read them now or what? But anyways, let's just jump into the questions. The first of which is there a book that you started this year that you still need to finish? I feel like every time I do this tag, you know, every year I give the same answer, and that is whatever book I was meant to read in Victober but didn't. I am 120 pages into A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I will finish it. I may need an audiobook to help me, but I will finish it. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? That's kind of what I mean about like the slightly odd timing of doing this tag. So I'm gonna change that to, do I have a festive book to shepherd me to the end of 2020? Because I always try to read like a cozy festive romance around Christmas time. This is kind of a reading tradition that I started a couple of years ago when I read One Day in December, and I read that while I was like on the way to the airport, waiting in the airport, on the flight when I was coming home for Christmas, and that's kind of a tradition that I have carried on throughout the years. But this year I am already home, I'm already in Ireland, so I'm gonna try and replicate that in some way, and I'm gonna try and read the same kind of book around Christmas time. And I have two that I would really like to read, and the first of those is All About Us by Tom Allen. If my memory serves me correctly, this is told from the perspective of a man, which isn't something that I normally get in my rom-coms, so that's really exciting, who feels like the spark from his marriage is kind of gone, and then when an old flame gets in touch, it kind of starts him thinking about how things could be different, and then something magical happens. It transports him back to around the Christmas period where he left this old flame behind and first kissed the woman who would become his wife. The next Christmas romance I have is the 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss. So this is about a young woman who, in the lead up to the Christmas period, signs up to this dating app called the 12 Dates of Christmas, and it's kind of what it says on the tin. She goes on 12 dates with 12 different men, and that's the concept of the book, and I'm so sold. So I don't know if I'm gonna read both of these books or whether I might save one for next Christmas. We shall see. I mean, there's never going to be a shortage of festive romances, is there? So it's not like I need to ration them. Next up, is there a new release that I am still waiting on to come out this year? I don't think there is, and that's again a kind of issue with doing this tag at this point in the year. Not many books come out in November and December. I mean, some do, but like not that many comparatively to the rest of the year. So do you know, I don't think there is, and I think I would really like to focus on what I now do have on my shelves. I'm not going to specifically ask for any books for my birthday or for Christmas. I know some people probably will buy me a couple of books for my wish list, which is very kind of them, and I do have the loveliest friends, but I'm not going to really actively ask for anything or go out and buy anything. I do really want to support bookshops though, so I am going to be buying books for other people, but I think they will all already be out. The next question is to pick out 3 books that you would like to read by the end of the year. I mean, just all of them, all of the books. I have picked out 3 in particular though that are quite short because I do want to kind of at least try and get my TBR below 100 books, which was one of my goals at the start of the year. So I have Disobedience by Naomi Alderman. I read The Power a couple of years ago and I did enjoy it. It wasn't my favorite book ever, but I was definitely intrigued to read more of Naomi's writing, and I found out recently this is gay, so I would like to read it. I have Aryo by Fran Ross, which I tried to read last year and I couldn't get into it, and I would like to give it another go because I can't remember who I heard review it recently, but they completely raved about it, and it really reminded me that I did want to go back to this book. And finally, I have Passing by Nella Larson, which I've heard is fantastic for fans of The Vanishing Half, and it's so small, so I have no excuse. The fourth question is there a book that you think could surprise you and become a favourite book of the year? I do have a 5-star predictions video coming up, so keep your eyes peeled for that, where all of the books, if I get around to them, could become a favourite book of the year. The one I really would like to prioritise reading though is Lustre by Raven Leilani, which is all about a young woman trying to navigate the sort of sexual and racial politics of being a young black woman. What happens when she starts dating a sort of middle-aged, suburban, middle-class white man who has a kind of open relationship with his wife, and they have an adopted black daughter. Kind of follows her becoming really like involved with that family, and I've heard incredible reviews for this. I think it's going to be perfect for fans of Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams and Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, which are 2 books that I gave 5 stars to and loved, so I think I'm going to love this one as well. And the final question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? And you know what, I haven't, and normally I have. Like, normally I have a set of like goals that I would like to achieve, but I really haven't thought about it yet. I think I would like to carry on with the goals of getting my TBR down, reading more diversely as well, upping the percentage of books I'm reading by people of color. Like, those are things that I would like to consistently work on. But I think kind of this year has just been so kind of obviously unexpected. I'm gonna have a lot of new things in my life in 2021. Am I allowed to talk about that yet? I don't really know. Basically, in the first few months of 2021, I would like to be very kind and patient with myself as I'm learning lots of new things and taking on different responsibilities. So I would really like my reading to just be relaxing and pleasurable. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, is basically what I'm getting at. Anyway, they are all the questions in this tag. It's gonna be a short and sweet one, I think. Do you have any books that you would like to read before the end of the year that you think are going to be 5 stars for you? Let me know in a comment down below, or leave me a little emoji so that I know that you're here. All of the books that I've mentioned will be linked down below in the description if you want to find out more about them, as well as all of my social media links if you would like to connect with me elsewhere. That's all from me today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video.